Still people are joining in. इस टाइम जो हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि जो हेल्थ इश्यूज चल रहे हैं, उसके अंदर हमारा फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस है हमारी बॉडी, और उसके मद्देनज़र रखते हुए हम लोगों ने ये सेशन करने की सोची कि घर में सब लॉकडाउन में हैं और सब अपना ध्यान तो रख ही रहे हैं, मगर लेकिन जो आपके डाइट्स हैं ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले कर रहे हैं। जिस हिसाब से हमारी डॉक्टर से बातचीत होती है, जिस हिसाब से वो हम लोगों को गाइड करते हैं, न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट जो हैं ध्वनि जी, जिनके साथ अभी हम लाइव होंगे, तो न्यूट्रिशन एक हमारी इस जंग में बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा है हमारी हेल्थ को लेकर। और हम लोग ये उम्मीद करते हैं कि आप लोग इस सेशन से आपको जो भी कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा, जो भी आप लोगों की लर्निंग होंगी, आप लोग उसको अपने लाइफ में इम्बाइब करेंगे, उसको अपने लाइफ का हिस्सा बना लेंगे हमेशा। अगर आप उस चीज़ को अपने लाइफ का हिस्सा बना लेते हैं तो आपकी फिजिकल, मेंटल, इमोशनल सब जो है आपकी वेलबींग ऑटोमेटिकली टेक केयर होने लगती है। सब एक दूसरे के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं। जैसे कहते हैं ना, हेल्दी बॉडी, माइंड एंड सोल। आपकी हेल्दी बॉडी रहेगी, माइंड अच्छा रहेगा, सोल अच्छा रहेगी। हम लोग फेसबुक पे भी लाइव हो रहे हैं थोड़ी देर में, मोर और लेस 1-8 मिनट में हम लोग हो जाएंगे लाइव हमारे IGLC इंडिया प्राइवेट लिमिटेड के पेज से। सो आप लोग सो लेट्स स्टार्ट। Greetings everyone. I welcome you all. First of all, I would like to thank all the eminent guests who have taken out time from their calendar to attend this meeting. Some key names are Deepak Nathwani ji, Deepak ji from Bikaji Foods, Bhavna ji from Cab Welfare Foundation, Vasundhara ji, Achala ji, Ruby ji, Gaurav ji, Satish ji, Ruchika ji, Rashmi जी, हिमानी जी, विदित जी, वसुधा जी, और अगर किसी का नाम रह जाए तो आप मुझे माफ़ कर दीजिएगा। आप सब हमारे लिए बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट हैं। मैं अपने बारे में कुछ बोलूँगा। आई विजयन, हेल्थ केयर evangelist and co-founder of IGLC India Private Limited, would like to welcome you all today to this Zoom meeting series. This Zoom call is an initiative by IGLC India Private Limited, Nutri-Religion, along with our associate partner, Cab Welfare Foundation. IGLC India is a platform for creating awareness in healthcare and to advise people in need for a medical attention. We have specialized team of doctors as advisors on our board who help in providing genuine solutions for critical health conditions. We all agree that we all have to reset a lot of things in these tough times. So the question is, why not reset our lifestyle too? We can overcome this pandemic and our health issues by being a healthy me as we progress in our life. Today is the time when we can push our health up on priority list. And I am a firm believer of that. A healthy me today will only help me in the making of a wiser me tomorrow. I welcome Dhwani Jain, founder of Nutri-Religion, a brand which is passionate about making people follow nutrition religiously as a part of their lifestyle. Dhwani is a nutritionist and well-being advisor. She has completed her graduation in nutrition, followed by a master's degree in clinical and public health nutrition from UCL London. She has briefly worked with UCL Hospitals London, followed by Fortis Hospitals India as an intern to gain typical experience in the area of clinic. Dhwani Jain runs an Instagram page by the name of Nutri-Religion for creating public awareness, and she truly believes that a healthy lifestyle is not complex. It is actually stress-free and very easy to follow. She encourages lifestyle changes, not for a month or two, but for the rest of our lives. I would like to thank Dhwani Jain for taking our time for us today. And Dhwani, how has the lockdown been for you, and what have you been doing during this lockdown?
Thank you, Mr. Vivek Jain, for having me here today. And good evening to everyone. Well, the lockdown was a little anxious for me as well, like it has been for all of us. But eventually, trying to know the needs of the hour, um, I actually got a lot of requests from people to
Mhm.
understand how they can become healthy during this period and how they can increase their immunity levels. So my the number of clients actually doubled in this period. So yes, it has been a good period. Yeah.
So on this note, I request you to throw some light on how we can reset for a healthy lifestyle through food and nutrition. And we will go through the presentation first, and we will open a forum for questions in the end. But I will take the liberty to disturb her in between. So carry on, please. Stage is yours.
Yeah. Can you please start the presentation?
Yeah.
So, good evening, everyone, once again. And we all are here today to find a source of positivity in this very negative situation and in order to reset our lifestyle. In this current situation, where on one side we are trying to fight against this virus, on the other hand, we all are fighting another evil from within, that is, mental stress and low immunity levels, which lead to many other medical conditions. Our immune system will not only help us to find COVID 19, but many other ailments as the first line of defense. So it becomes all the more important that we reset our lifestyle towards a healthier self. To begin with, let's try and understand what is nutrition. Well, nutrition is basically the science behind the food that we eat, the digestion process, how it gets absorbed and assimilated in our system. इन सिंपल वर्ड्स जो खाना हम खाते हैं उसको हमारी बॉडी कैसे यूटिलाइज करती है और कैसे हमें उससे न्यूट्रिएंट्स मिलते हैं. In order to eat a healthy diet, we need to first have a basic understanding of the foods and major nutrients involved. So for example, milk and milk products, pulses and legumes all are rich in protein. And similarly, cereals like whole wheat flour, ragi, bajra, etc. are rich in carbohydrates. Nuts and seeds being high in fat content. Apart from these, vitamins and minerals such as vitamin A, vitamin B complex, vitamin C, vitamin D, iron, calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, all play a vital role in various functions of the body. A mix of these nutrients, as per individual requirements, create a healthy diet. Since requirements for every individual is different, so will the proportions of these nutrients. So एक एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं. एक घर में दो सिस्टर्स रहती हैं. एक स्कूल में पीटी टीचर है एंड दूसरी ट्यूशन टीचर है. दोनों के रिक्वायरमेंट्स बहुत अलग हैं क्योंकि पीटी टीचर को ज्यादा कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स एंड प्रोटीन चाहिए कंपेयर टू द ट्यूशन टीचर जिसका बैठ के पढ़ाने का काम है. अब एक ही घर में दोनों के लिए अलग अलग खाना बनना इज इम्पॉसिबल. So what do we do? For the PT teacher, she needs to have more of dal and roti, which is high in protein and carbohydrates respectively, as compared to the tuition teacher. Therefore, a balanced nutritional intake will all help us in higher productivity levels as we will have better energy levels. But not only this, over a period of time, it will also result in higher immunity levels, which will help us in lowering our overall risk to various diseases.
So, so tell us, Dhwani, what are your thoughts on how one can carry healthy eating throughout their life cycle? Is there a change required with the age?
So think there's a little disturbance. If that can be sorted out. Yeah.
So shall I repeat my question?
Yes, please, if you could do that.
So tell us, what are your thoughts on how one can carry healthy eating throughout their life cycle? Is there a change required with the age?
Yes. So actually, healthy eating is a lifestyle. It's a religious process that we need to follow. And it's the willpower that helps you follow it for the rest of your life. And definitely, as we age, the different stages in lifestyle do require different nutrient content. Like, for example, an adolescent will require different amount of protein as the growing age requires a lot of protein for muscle building and bodybuilding compared to a 40-year-old who has a sedentary lifestyle and a working job. So he would need less amount of carbohydrates. So we need to analyze the stage that we are at, and accordingly our nutrient content will differ.
Well said. Now you
All
can.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that we've understood what is nutrition and the benefits of eating healthy, let's try and understand the pillars of a healthy lifestyle. These are balanced diet, physical activity, managing stress, and sleep. Moving on to diet, on an average, an Indian male or female should consume approximately about 40 to 60% of the calories from carbohydrates, 10 to 15% from protein, and the remaining 20 to 30% from fat. The variations and the proportions can differ throughout the day. However, the sum of all of these should be in range with the average proportions. Now, these figures may vary from individual to individual depending upon their body requirements. Apart from the nutritional content, one needs to give equal importance to the timing of the food intake. Alongside, one also needs to ensure the portion size, as even one biscuit extra each day results into 1 kg weight gain over a period of month. More than counting calories, one should simply focus to add nutrient-rich food in our diet as per our body requirement.
So,
Once we are able to achieve a nutritionally balanced diet, we shall notice that our work output levels have improved over a period of time due to increase in energy levels.
can you tell me, it's for the viewers, is there an ideal? Is there any ideal time when one should eat meals, or should there be any gap between food and water?
Um, well, about meal timings, it actually differs from individual to individual. Some
Okay.
people find it beneficial to eat 6 meals in a day, and some are more energetic when they have 3 meals in a day. So it's something very personalized depending upon your physical activity and the kind of job that you're in. So that is something individualistic. Apart from that, the second question I would like to address is about water and food. This question is something that I get all the time. Food and water should not be had together, and I believe all of us do that mistake. The gap between the meal that we've had and the water that we take should be at least 30 minutes. I'll tell you the logic behind this. When we have water along with our meal, what happens is it dilutes the digestive enzymes and the acids which are required for the digestion process of the food. So what we're doing here is we are only hampering our digestion process by having that glass of water along with our meals. So I would request that we don't do that. And for our digestive system to work absolutely wonderfully, we should avoid this little thing that we can.
Very valuable.
So moving on. The second part that we want to talk about is physical activity. Now, the importance of physical activity in our routine is that a diet alone can't do wonders if you don't work out well. Exercise plays a very crucial role in not just maintaining blood circulation, body flexibility, but also enhances our efficiency. नॉर्मली हम क्या देखते हैं, लोग जिम जाते हैं, वर्कआउट करके वापस आके दे स्लीप द होल डे, टीवी देखते हैं, लेजी हो जाते हैं, बट दैट्स रॉन्ग. हमें अपनी बॉडी को पूरा दिन एक्टिव रखना है एंड लेजी नहीं बनाना है. This does not mean that we do high intensity workouts through the day. It just means that we do exercise like walking around the house and being active for ourselves. A body which stays active throughout the day is bound to give better results versus a body which goes through troughs and peaks in the physical activity. A myth that is often noticed is that people believe high intensity workouts all 7 days of the week would help them give better and faster results. Well, what actually happens here is that we need a day's break in a week in order for our body to repair our muscles and regenerate its energy. Another myth is that if you do overeating, we tend to work out extra in order to shed those extra calories. But what this does is it only puts you in physical stress. So try and avoid doing that. Now moving on to stress. Stress can be of two types: physical stress and mental stress. Mental stress is something which is undervalued and it often goes unnoticed. Now एक छोटा सा एग्जाम्पल लेते हैं. हम एक मूवी देखने जा रहे हैं एंड उस पूरी ड्यूरेशन में हम अपने आउटसाइड वर्ल्ड से डिस्कनेक्ट हो जाते हैं. And by the end of it, we feel so relaxed and so re-energized. We realize that the stress which was piling up since days is now starting to get released, and we are re-energized. Stress sabko hota hai. It's just an art how we manage it. Stress hampers our work efficiency, it damages our immune system, which leads to various diseases. We can try to manage our stress levels by planning and scheduling our work in advance according to our priorities. A very simple way to overcome acute stress is to just spend 5 minutes with yourself daily trying to evaluate your day. Now, how this helps is it helps by reducing the pressure building and calms our anxiety levels. And if you are at an advanced stage of stress, then practicing meditation, yoga, and deep breathing regularly can help you manage stress better. However, the easiest and the most natural way to manage stress is a good night's sleep. Now, maintaining a sleep routine is very important, as this is the time that our body repairs and regenerates itself. Depending from individual to individual, sleeping anywhere between 6 to 8 hours in a day is essential. आजकल की भागदौड़ की दुनिया में हम नोटिस करते हैं that sleep is the first thing that we end up compromising. Sleep is a very strong pillar of a healthy lifestyle, which unfortunately is underrated. To have a good sleep, it's important to maintain a balance in the other three lifestyle pillars. A balanced diet, a happy body, and a stress-free mind are important for a sound sleep. Some ways that you can surely improve your sleep is by drinking this hot cup of chamomile tea at bedtime. It helps in soothing your muscles and release the stress of your body. You can also try using some essential oils like lavender in room diffusers to provide a soothing environment. And finally, a little difficult but a very effective way is to switch off and get rid of all your electronic devices, which are mobile phones, laptops, television, at least 1 hour prior to bedtime. Now, you may all ask, how can we avoid diseases? Since we've understood the essence of a healthy lifestyle, very important to ensure that we keep diseases away from us. There are two types of diseases. One, which is genetically inherited, and the other that results due to sedentary lifestyle and our environment. Excess of anything is bad. That applies to our lifestyle as well. Some vitamins and minerals, when consumed in excess, leads to toxicity. An important way to keep a tab on our internal health is to have regular health checkups in the form of blood tests. Now, regular checkups will help us in tracking our body parameters and diagnosing any disease at an early stage, thus increasing the chance of eliminating the impact to its minimal. Alongside, it's important to improve our immune system through a healthy lifestyle. We need to ensure that our body is not starved to cause diseases like diabetes, thyroid, kidney disorders, fatty liver, cardiovascular diseases, obesity, and hypertension, to name a few. Now let's take a look at a few of the main diseases that we see today in today's date. These are hypertension, obesity, and diabetes, for which I will be sharing simple solutions which can be applied in your daily routine towards the end. Hypertension. Can we move on to the next slide, please? Thank you. Hypertension, as we know, is a silent killer since it does not show any symptoms. There are two types of hypertension: primary hypertension and secondary hypertension. While in case of primary hypertension, the causes are often unknown. Secondary hypertension is a result due to prevailing ailments like diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and vice versa. Through the years, we've observed an increasing growth pattern in hypertensive cases in India, which is primarily due to our sedentary lifestyles. In earlier times, with more physical activity and less stress cases, hypertension was limited. However, in the current scenario, this number has multiplied. Today, 30% of our 137 billion Indian population is suffering from hypertension. Now, that's an alarming number. Even though hypertensive patients consume lifelong medications to control their high blood pressure, the condition is reversible. To control high blood pressure, one is recommended to have a low sodium, high potassium diet and inculcate a fitness routine. It's recommended that people above the 35 years of age having family history of hypertension should regularly record and monitor their blood pressure. Moving on, the second, which is obesity, topmost concerns. A person with a body mass index, which is the BMI, a ratio of your weight to height, a body mass index of higher than 30 is considered to be obese. According to the National Family Health Survey India, women were found to be more susceptible to obesity than men. It has also been found that people from higher socioeconomic backgrounds have higher obesity prevalence. So overconsumption of food, high stress levels, and sedentary lifestyle are the leading causes of obesity. Now, to understand this better, our body comprises of bone mass, muscle mass, fat mass, and water weight. When we measure our weight on a weighing scale, it's an integration of all of the above components. And the most common mistake that we all do when following weight loss diets is judging the change in the weight through the weighing scale. What we do not realize is that we need to reduce our fat mass instead of losing our muscle mass, which actually helps to strengthen our body. So please analyze your body weight or look for inch loss to correspond to weight reduction than just checking through a weighing scale. Regulating our physical activity routine along with a balanced food intake can help to reduce our BMI, thus reducing obesity.
So, Dhwani, at this point, I would like to ask your opinion on binge eating. Any suggestions on how one can control it? And for viewers, we are live on Facebook also, and approximately 90 to 100 people are watching us live. So it's thanks to you all for being there. So Dhwani, can you please clarify on binge eating?
Yes. So I would like to say that binge eating is actually a eating disorder, which we often confuse with emotional eating. That we actually, most of us have been through that. So
Basic
binge,
chapter.
so binge eating is basically where a person is not able to control the food intake. And a way that we can handle binge eating is actually trying to put healthy snacks within our reach so that we don't reach out for junk food. And the other, a very important tip that I would like to give you all is to manage your stress levels. Because binge eating is actually a resultant of your stress levels. Because of the stress levels, our cortisol levels, which is a stress hormone, rises, which in order leads to us feeling that we actually take comfort in food at that point of time. So you often see yourself reaching out for that chocolate and reaching out for some sweets, because all of these help in rising your cortisol levels. So we want to make sure that you have healthy snacks around you so that that's something that you can reach out for. So after having answered that, let's move on. Now, the last of the three concerns that we're going to talk about today is diabetes. Now, diabetes is a lifestyle disorder and a disease which grows onto us over a very long period of time. As we all know, India is the diabetes capital of the world. There are two types of diabetes, type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune condition where our immune system mistakenly attacks and destroys the beta cells in pancreas, which help in producing insulin. Now, this kind of damage is permanent. In case of type 2 diabetes, our body is unable to use insulin efficiently, which leads to high blood sugar levels, that the cause of which is often our genetics, sedentary lifestyle, and environmental reasons. Even though one has a higher risk of inheriting this disorder, diabetes is a reversible condition, provided one makes necessary lifestyle changes. Yes, there have been successful cases where people have got rid of the medications or their medications have been reduced. Diabetes as a disease grows onto you even when you are taking its medications and not incorporating the necessary lifestyle changes. Hence, it becomes all the more important to exercise and take care of all the 4 lifestyle pillars. Lifelong intake of diabetic medications results into controlled blood sugar levels. However, it has a harmful impact on our kidney and liver, which unfortunately leads to further complications. Therefore, it's necessary to make required lifestyle changes in order to treat the cause of diabetes. And no, I am not asking you to stop enjoying your mangoes, but controlling the quantity is the key. Just with a little extra care, one can curtail the impact of this disorder. Now, something that I think we all have come across, fad diets. Now, fad diets, in today's time, a lot of people have become conscious about controlling the risk of diseases. Often, we see people following self-proclaimed health gurus, recommending fad diets such as ketogenic diet, Atkins diets, blood type diet, alkaline diet, zone diet, etc., etc., etc. But did you know that ketogenic diets, also called as keto diets, were specifically designed for patients suffering from epilepsy? As we've talked earlier, that every individual is different and requires nutritional balance in varying proportions. Therefore, it is important that these diet routines are personalized.
So as we all have seen that fat diets do give results. So would you recommend a short-term fat diet for urgent results? Or can you throw some light on the difference between nutritional diet versus fat diet?
Yes. So fad diet is nothing but a diet which has become very popular in a short period of time and which essentially lacks some nutrients and food groups like carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. So these are not nutritionally balanced, and that's the major difference between nutritional diets and fad diets. Apart from that, fad diets I do not recommend to people as it has short-term, even though it has short-term benefit, you have short-term, you reach short-term goals. But the problem here is that in the long run, they really impact your health from within. So that's why I encourage people to opt for any fad diet and focus more on your instincts, on your ancestors, what they've been eating their whole life. So focus on that more. Now moving on. So I have some, finally I have some home remedies for you that you can all go away with today. These can be implemented along with medications, coupled with the right lifestyle, which can help in bringing the vitals in the optimum range. Like for example, fenugreek seeds. When they're soaked overnight and they had the first thing in the morning, will help in maintaining your blood pressure levels. Lemon is a rich source of potassium, which again helps in managing your blood pressure levels. It is also rich in vitamin C, and that is why it acts as an amazing immunity booster. Can we move on to the next one, please?
In the meantime,
Thank
I
you.
would request you all to put your questions in the chat box so that once Dhwani is finished with the presentation, she can answer those questions. So those who have any queries, please put into their chat box and on Facebook message also.
Now moving on, cinnamon sticks are helpful in controlling sugar level spikes. But I recommend specifically Sri Lankan rolled cinnamon, which might be different from what you have at home. This particular cinnamon is much more brittle in texture and is light brown in color than the normal cassia cinnamon that you might have at home. This cinnamon, Sri Lankan rolled cinnamon, is much more effective than the cassia cinnamon. Addition of curry leaves, garlic in your daily food intake is a very effective way to control peaks in your blood sugar levels. Interestingly, garlic also helps in reducing triglyceride levels. There are many more hacks which are effective and which I can help with later. Yeah. Now, finally, moving on to some immunity boosting foods that we all want to know about today,
Yeah.
since we are all suffering from this pandemic situation.
Uh,
There's actually some disturbance. Can that be controlled?
Yeah.
Thank you. Now, foods such as almonds, walnuts, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, basil seeds are often regarded as superfoods. Superfoods are basically foods which are high in micronutrients and enhance the nutrient absorption from our daily food intake. Hence, it is very important to use these in our day-to-day routine. Garlic, ginger, star anise, basil leaves, cardamom, black pepper, clove, and turmeric are few of the best immunity boosting foods. And a regulated intake in our day-to-day life will help in building better immunity levels. Finally, I would like to conclude by saying something that I strongly believe in. There is no one food that can do magic to your body. It's a combination of the food that you eat, the physical activeness that we take, the stress that we manage, and the sleep that we take to re-energize ourselves. Hence, a complete lifestyle balance is the key for a healthy you. Thank you.
So, Dhvani, we all are talking about increasing our immunity. Can you tell a hack which we can implement to boost our immunity? Am I audible?
It's a little disturbance. If you could just repeat that for me again.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, you are.
So we all are talking about increasing our immunity, right? So can you tell a hack which we can implement to boost our immunity?
Yes. So what I actually want to tell people here is that immunity boosting, building our immunity levels is something that is, it takes a long process. It's not an overnight journey that you can fulfill.
Mm-hmm.
So it starts with a balanced eating, being physically active, sleeping well, and taking care of our stress levels. Apart from that, there are certain superfoods that I did mention here, like ginger and garlic. These, when incorporated in our diets, prove to be really um, help in building our immunity levels.
Next slide, please.
Are we done with the presentation?
So
Now we are open for questions.
Yeah. It's thanks for your time, Dhvani, and it's a lovely session for all of us. But there are some questions that are there in the chat box. So one of them are, what happens to the nutritional value of food after reheating in microwave and refrigeration? Number one. So
Right.
we will go one by one.
Yes. So there have been a lot of studies where it has been found that reheating food in the microwave is actually deteriorating for our health. So as much as possible, try and cook fresh food daily and try and avoid microwaves as much as possible.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on thyroid patients, right?
Well, thyroid patients, it's very important to understand the type of thyroid the person has, hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism.
Mm-hmm.
And apart from that, understanding their physical activity and their mental stress is very essential. And it is something that is very personalized. So it depends from individual to individual again.
So there are any challenges with packaged or frozen foods? What are your thoughts on that?
Packaged food, yes, I would highly discourage having those, as they have a lot of preservatives in them, which are detrimental to our health.
Mm-hmm.
And frozen food, on the other hand, is actually the food that we freeze. at our homes is fine, since we are stopping any growth of bacteria or any organisms by putting the food in the freezer. So that is all right once in a while. However, I would still encourage use of fresh food in comparison to frozen food, as much as we can do, that is.
And what are your thoughts about eating food after 9 p.m.?
Well, in Jainism specifically, it has been said that it is best to have food before sunset, and I strongly believe in that. What happens is that when we have late dinners, we do not leave much gap between our sleep and the dinner time. So try and prepone your dinner times so that you have at least 3 to 4 hours of gap for your food to digest.
And what about the intermittent fasting?
Well, intermittent fasting has been proved to be very beneficial to a lot of people. And again, that is something which depends from person to person. So a lot of people they're absolutely fine doing intermittent fasting. So first of all, for the viewers, I would like to tell what is intermittent fasting. It is a 16-hour fasting that we do. And in that period of fasting, we are not supposed to have anything apart from clean water. So that really helps in, detoxifying our systems, and it works wonderfully for a lot of people. But of course, people with certain medical conditions, they need to ask the health experts to understand if that will be good for them.
So, what about the timing of the meals? ये तो आपने बता ही दिया, ठीक है? और कुछ questions हैं जिसके अंदर how can one remain energetic for the whole day?
Well, that's a very good question. And a small hack that I would like to give here is, again, try having black raisins early in the morning, soak them overnight, and have them the next day. This will definitely ensure that you stay active through the day. And apart from that, keeping up your energy levels is again a part, is again very important, and can be achieved by regularly exercising, be it simply walking, doing yoga, or doing swimming or any gym activity. So that's very essential in keeping up your energy levels.
And someone एक जैन के लोगों के लिए issue आ जाता है, garlic. They can't take garlic. So what are the alternatives that you suggest them?
I mean, for any specific particular thing that you're asking for garlic?
Yes, आपने cholesterol के लिए बोला था ना बीच में?
Yes. So for triglycerides, see, there's no substitute for any of these particular things. But of course, there are other things that are equally beneficial.
Yeah.
So what a garlic can do, a ginger can't, you know. So it's what I understand, like as Jains, garlic and onion, we don't have. So there are a lot of other options that we can incorporate. And they work wonderfully well in that case.
अच्छा, कईयों के साथ ये भी होता है कि वो जब एक्सरसाइज करते हैं उनकी शुगर ड्रॉप हो जाती है, और उसको कैसे कंट्रोल करें, किस तरीके से उसको बैलेंस आउट करें?
Yes, this again is a very good question, and people are often confused about pre-workout snacks and post-workout snacks.
Yeah.
So I want to tell everyone that having a pre-workout snack, probably in the form of say a fruit or a glass of vegetable juice, to be specific, is wonderful. It helps to keep up your energy levels. And as a post-workout snack, you can have, again, you can have a fruit or a fruit salad with some peanuts and some seeds as a topping. So that helps to your glycogen levels to, since the glycogen levels have dropped down, so it helps to repair those storage.
और कुछ लोग ये पूछना चाह रहे हैं कि can some health conditions be reversed to better at any age with the help of a better lifestyle? With the help
Absolutely.
of
Absolutely. I strongly believe that um, a lot of these medical conditions can be reversed. Of course, looking at how well are you able to keep up with the lifestyle changes, and how strong-willed are you to actually go forward with it. How positive are you? That's another very important factor. So diabetes and blood pressure, it
Hmm.
does get reversed.
So there are a lot of questions coming on. Nutrition for toddlers.
Yes. So for toddlers, since they are a little moody, you can try and giving them like a snack which has, say, for example, a granola bar which has a lot of seeds, a lot of nuts. It has nut butters like peanut butter, almond butter, all of that incorporated. Something which is like a bite-sized food, which is easy for them to have, snack on. And these little additions throughout the day will definitely help up their nutrition levels and keep them happy throughout the day.
And what about the source to increase hemoglobin and platelets in case a person is suffering from kidney stone? Can you
Okay.
suggest some seeds that are helpful?
Sorry?
कुछ लोगों का हीमोग्लोबिन लेवल्स लो रहता है बेसिकली जहां तक मैं देख रहा हूँ कि फीमेल्स का तो बहुत ही ज़्यादा रहता है और अभी एक क्वेश्चन है वो है कि हीमोग्लोबिन कैसे इंक्रीज करा जाए दूसरा प्लेटलेट्स भी होते हैं ब्लड का कंपोनेंट है तो उसको कैसे इंक्रीज करा जाए क्योंकि कई बार आयरन सप्लीमेंट्स मना करते हैं किडनी स्टोन्स के लोगों को
Right.
सो
Right.
व्हाट आर द अदर वेज
Right.
या कोई और ऐसी सीड हो जिससे उनका आयरन लेवल या हीमोग्लोबिन बढ़ सकता है
Right. So in general, to increase hemoglobin levels, again, raisins, they are really rich in iron. Then coming down to fruits like watermelon is high in iron. Apart from these, pumpkin seeds is a rich source of iron. So try having those. And again, dates, of course, that is something that you can have in winters. So yes, all of these are high in iron. And for increasing platelets, specifically papaya, raw papaya leaves juice is recommended.
And what about the oil you suggest, ladies audience over here, who are
Yes,
the nucleus of the family?
yes. So oils. We now see a lot of brands coming up with different oils, but it's very important to consume oils which are cold pressed and extra virgin. So you can have cold pressed groundnut oil, you can have cold pressed sunflower oil, you can have cold pressed sesame oil. Try and avoid anything which is refined.
So ध्वनि आप ये जो सेशन है अभी जो हमने जो इतना अभी सब कुछ हमने आपसे सीखा और समझा एक इंडिविजुअल के लिए क्या इम्पोर्टेंट है कि वो अपनी लाइफ को कब तक इस फूड एंड न्यूट्रिशन को उसको किस तरीके से अपने लाइफ में अडेप्ट करके उसको पूरी लाइफ में अपने कैरी ऑन करना होता है मीन्स आज ज़रूरी नहीं कई बार लोग क्या करते हैं थोड़ा सा आपने अपना फूड और न्यूट्रिशन को आपने बैलेंस कर लिया फिर उसके बाद छोड़ देते हैं how far it's important for people to keep on to be in habit of having a healthy nutritious life and what suggestions you give them कि भाई आप वक्त के साथ साथ अपने डाइट में चेंजेस करना कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है एज यू एज चाहे वो बच्चा हो मिडिल एज हो बूढ़े हो
Right. So this is something that I notice a lot. People do take diets and they do it really well for a couple of months, and later, like after a year or two, when they get back, what I realize is that they just did it for those 2 months and they left it all that after that. What we have to actually understand that it is not about following a diet. What I tell my clients is that please follow it as a lifestyle. Don't follow it like you are forced to follow it. Follow it with the feeling that it is for your betterment. It is a lifestyle change that you have to inculcate in yourself in order to be a healthy you. That's very important. And I think that's the topmost reason that people have to understand to avoid actually going off the diet and jumping back to another diet and doing fat diets in between in order to lose weight, and then they go through all of these peaks and troughs of weight loss, which is so detrimental to their health.
वही है ना कि न्यूट्री रिलीजन की डाइट्स को और उनके लाइफस्टाइल के जो रिकमेंडेशंस है उसको रिलीजियसली फॉलो करो थ्रू आउट योर लाइफ।
एब्सोल्युटली।
अच्छा, एक चीज़ और भी है कि बर्निंग सेंसेशन के एक इशू क्वेश्चन आ रहा है यहाँ पे हमारे पास अभी, तो वो कह रहे हैं कि हाउ टू अवॉइड बर्निंग सेंसेशन इन स्टमक, व्हाट फूड शुड बी ईटन फर्स्ट थिंग इन द मॉर्निंग। साथ में ये भी है क्वेश्चन, दो क्वेश्चन है।
Okay.
टाइम इज रनिंग आउट, वी हैव टू वाइंड अप।
Yes. So this question, I think 90% of us actually face today, since the amount of junk food, the amount of processed food that we have has actually increased this burning sensation or acidity or bloating issues, all of these. So one very simple solution that we all can take today is, we all have this ajwain, jeera and saunf, that is fennel seeds, carom seeds and cumin seeds at home. So having those just after your meals, say half an hour after your meals, breakfast, lunch or dinner, will definitely help with your burning sensations. And if you want an instant relief from all of these acidity issues and burning sensations, then I would suggest to prepare a concoction out of these three and then have that half an hour post your meals. Will definitely help you all.
So I would like to thank Dhwani for giving her time, और ये आपने जो भी हमारे को जो टाइम दिया, that was so informative for all of us. And साथ में हम लोग अपने जो एसोसिएट पार्टनर हैं कैप वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन, उनका भी थैंक्स कहना चाहेंगे। और हम लोग ये रिकमेंड करेंगे सबको कि आप अपनी न्यूट्रिशन और फूड को रिलीजियसली फॉलो करिए, और किसी को भी अगर यदि ध्वनि को कांटेक्ट करना है तो उनका ईमेल एड्रेस और उनका कांटेक्ट नंबर यहाँ पे स्क्रीन पे है, दे कैन गो थ्रू इट एंड दे कैन कांटेक्ट हर फॉर देयर कंसल्टेशन एंड एवरीथिंग। I thank you all from the bottom of my heart, and it's the need of the heart to boost our immunity during these hard times, and that people should adapt it religiously to keep them healthy throughout their lives. Thank you, Dhwani. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me here today. It was a pleasure talking to all of you and answering all of your questions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And yes, thank you.
I thank everyone once again, and I hope that we will keep engaging with you, and आपके साथ हम लोग आते रहेंगे किसी नए हेल्थ टॉपिक के साथ, ताकि आपकी लाइफ में इम्यूनिटी के लिए जितना बेहतर हो सके हम आपको गाइडेंस दे सके कंसल्टेशन के साथ। और आप ध्वनि जैन का नंबर यहाँ पर डिस्प्ले में है, यू कैन ऑलवेज कॉन्टैक्ट हर एंड टेक एन अपॉइंटमेंट फ्रॉम हर, एंड आई होप यू विल बेनिफिट थ्रू आउट योर लाइफ। एंड हमारे साथ हेल्थ केयर डॉक्टर्स हैं, हम आपको उनके साथ भी एंगेज कराते रहेंगे, सो दैट ऑल योर इन अ होलिस्टिक वे वी विल हेल्प यू इन taking care of your health and well-being. See you all again very soon. And in case if anybody needs insurance, because हम लोग आज के टाइम में देख रहे हैं सब लोग under insured हैं, so we need to have proper insurance under our kitty, so that if any unforeseen circumstances crops up, we are very well protected financially, so that we can be in a better state of mind in getting ourselves treated. So looking up to you all for giving us a chance again to serve you all. Thanks a lot. Have a great time. Blessings.